Hello, good morning everyone. Today we are going to do comparative financial analysis, and let's start by introducing our group first. So my name is Muhammad Razif bin Rosli with my metric number JB240127093, and this.
I'm Sharanya. So I'm Anis.
So I'm Praveen.
I'm Yoshida. I'm Krish.
Okay, let's start now. So the first one is introduction of 5 company that we're gonna do like comparative analysis. So the first one is YTL Corporation Berhad. So what does YTL do? So YTL do is conglomerate with operation in construction, utilities, property and hotels. They involve in various actors including energy, infrastructure and real estate development. Their financial highlight is their net profit margin is low at 0.13%, which is very low, and the current ratio is solid at 1.68, so it's above 1, so it is show that their asset is okay. And receivable turnover is 4.98 times, which is really good. And the debt ratio is high at 0.73. So the next company is Sultan Berhad. The industry is in water treatment, environmental engineering and infrastructure. So what they do is they are specialized in providing water treatment solution and environmental engineering services. Whereas their financial highlights, they indicate the net profit margin, which is very moderate at 5.66%. Their current ratio is very strong at 2.25%, and their receivable turnover is 5.90 times. Whereas their debt ratio is high at 0.73. The next company is Mega First Corporation Berhad. What they do is they specialize in manufacturing chemicals and industrial products for construction and engineering sectors. Their financial highlights, the net profit margin is exceptional at 35.9%, which is increased like compared to the other companies. Their current ratio is low at 1.01. Their receivable turnover is 3.49 times, and their debt ratio low at 0.31 times. And then the fourth company is BBA Holding Berhad. What they do is provide water treatment and distribution services in Malaysia. Their net profit margin is good at 37%, which is among the top profit margin according to other company, and their current ratio is low at 1.12, whereas their receivable turnover is 1.24 times, and their current debt ratio is moderate at 0.43 times. And the last company is Malacca Corporation Berhad. It is industry in power generation, including renewable energy. What they do is they focus on electricity generation, primarily from thermal and renewable energy sources. And their financial highlights indicate their net profit margin is moderate at 4.49 times, whereas current ratio is decent at 1.26, and receivable turnover at 6.96 times, and lastly, their debt ratio is moderate at 0.37 times. So next, I'm gonna let my friend present.
Sultan Berhad was at the leading position where it shows a strong liquidity. YTL Corporation Berhad at 1.68, and the average industry average is 1.46, and Mega First Corporation Berhad is the lowest at 1.01, and it shows that a weaker short-term trend. And the next one is quick ratio. Is about the Sultan Berhad 1.64, and YTL Corporation Berhad is around 1.60, has the highest quick ratio, which is higher than the industry average of 1.19, and the Mega First Corporation Berhad is at 0.79, which is the company is the lowest security.
So for comparative analysis of assets management, so the first one is our inventory turnover. So basically the best performer is YTL Corporation Berhad, which is 16.41 times, and also the weakest is BBA Corporation Berhad, which is 1.73 times. We analysis that YTL Corporation Berhad is extremely efficient in handling over inventory, showing strong stock and management, and also rapid sales cycle. Okay. Next is our receivable turnover. So basically, we analysis that the best performer on this graph, which is PBA, is 7.75 times, and also the weakest is Mega First Corporation Berhad, which is 3.49 times. And our analysis is PBA is very efficient in collecting payment from credit customer, which boosts cash flow. The next one is our total asset turnover. So the best performer on this graph is Salcon Berhad, which is 0.45 times, and also the weakest is Mega First, 0.27 times. So despite profitability and also asset usage to generate sales is low, and we analysis that Salcon utilize its asset better than other to generate revenue. So the next one is average collection period. So the best performer is PBA Corporation Berhad, which is PBA collects payment the faster and also which improve liquidity and reduce credit risk. And the weakest company is Mega First Corporation Berhad, which is on 104 days, which is long collection time because cash flow strength.
Okay, let's move on to the debt management ratio. So we shall first to understand how company manage their debt and whether they are financially stable. So we will focus on two key ratios, that is total debt ratio and time interest rate ratio. The first is total debt ratio. In this case, YTL Corporation Berhad and Markov Corporation Berhad have the highest debt ratio of 0.73, so indicates they are heavily dependent on debt financing. On the other end, Mega First Corporation Berhad have the lowest debt ratio of 0.31, so it shows that they are more conservative and stable financial structure. So the industry average is 0.51, so Mega First Corporation Berhad perform better than the average, while YTL Corporation Berhad and Markov Corporation Berhad are riskier. Next, time interest earn ratio shows how easily a company can pay its interest expenses with its earning. In this case, PBA Holding Berhad leads with a tie of 10.80 and following closely by Mega First at 10.26. So it shows that both companies are in strong position to service their debt. In contrast, YTL Corporation Berhad and Markov Corporation Berhad are below 3, which suggests they may struggle to cover their interest if earning decline. The industry average is 6.28, so PBA Holding Berhad and Mega First Corporation Berhad are outperforming the sectors. So on the whole of debt management ratio or analysis, Mega First Corporation Berhad perform overall the best with lowest debt ratio and strong interest coverage, while YTL Corporation Berhad and Markov Corporation Berhad shows a higher financial risk due to high debt and weak coverage.
So for the profitability ratio, Mega First Corporation Berhad shows the strongest profitability with the highest profit margin and return on equity. So for the PB Holdings stands out for its exceptional return on assets. And for Salcon and Markov show moderate stable performance. YTL Corporation has the lowest profitability across all measures. So for the top performers, Mega First and PB Holdings. So for the Mega First, best margin is 35.5. For PB Holdings, 34%. For the low performer, YTL Corporation Berhad.
There are 4 reasons to choose MFCB, Mega First Corporation Berhad. So the first one is strong profitability, highest net profit margin. It comes with 35.9%. It is much better than competitors like Malakif, YTL and Salcon. So the second one is efficiency performance. So the return on investment is 13.9% and the return of assets is 9.6%. Uses assets and equity effectively to generate profit. So the third one is low financial risk, low debt ratio at 0.31, high interest coverage at 10.26 and less dependent on loans and easily can pay interest. For the last one is strong stability, good profit despite lower assets turnover 0.55, manages asset better than others like Malacca.